Hello and welcome to Sorted Food.
Now, it's been a while since I've blindfolded Jamie and Barry, so it must be time for a Pick the Premium.
Yes, we have our two normal home cooks, Barry and Jamie, and they are going to blind taste test two comparable ingredients and try and guess which of them is the more premium or expensive of the two.
Excuse me, Evers, did last night mean nothing to you?
Oh, what?
In front of you, you have A and B. One of those has been prepared with a premium ingredient, one with a less in premium, but methods, weights, measurements, everything else is identical.
Oh, what's that?
Giving you something really easy to eat with a blindfold.
Wow! Has that got any garlic in it?
You all right?
It's spaghetti bolognese, but with a hell of a peppery kick.
It's spaghetti bolognese. You're getting bolognese, are you?
I'm kind of guessing it's a spag bowl.
There isn't any pepper in it.
What?
There isn't any bolognese in it.
What? So what?
Try plate B. What you have in front of you is a very delicious plate of spaghetti. It's the spaghetti that is the difference. So this is a recipe inspired by one of our meal packs dishes, a wonderful garlicky and olive oily and kind of lemon and herbs, a wonderful crumb on top. Both are dried pasta. One is a supermarket own brand and one is a more artisanal dried pasta with its own IGP.
Can't tell any difference.
B is thicker. That is a fuller spaghetti. I think I'm going to have to say that the premium is B.
I'll go for B as the premium.
Answer locked in.
Take the blindfold off, have a look, see if that changes your minds at all.
I think that does look ever so slightly more premium because it's a bit chunkier.
Am I happy with my answer? I don't know.
I can reveal to you that B, the one you chose, is Sainsbury's basic dried spaghetti.
Oh, wow.
Whereas A is the premium. It is Pastificio di Campi Spaghetti, IGP. It has the protected geographical status, artisanal.
I'm a little bit comforted because I love my pasta dishes at home and I don't really spend a lot of money on it. I always go for the cheaper stuff in the supermarket.
That's exactly why we chose it. You know, a chunk of our meal packs recipes are based around staple ingredients. Pasta is one of those, and we often use dried pasta. So we were interested. Does spending more make that much of a difference? You got it wrong. So it would suggest no. Both only have one ingredient on the label because you don't have to declare water, and that's durum wheat.
No eggs?
No egg. Most dried pasta doesn't actually use egg, but you tend to get that in fresh pasta. Now the artisanal pasta pushed through a bronze dye, so it is slightly more textured. If you look at it as its dry form, it is more textured.
So what, it's the idea it sticks to its sauce a little bit easier?
Exactly that.
I mean, that feels so different from normal spaghetti.
Oh, you're right. It is textured.
It's rough. So let's talk price. In both instances, 500 grams. The Sainsbury's Basic is 55 pence.
What do you think the premium cost?
£3?
£1.20.
£5.99.
More than 10 times the price.
Oh, in my opinion, that feels quite extortionate.
Taste-wise, not worth it. For me, personally.
We have loads more recipes like this on our Meal Packs app. It helps you plan and cook midweek meals with recipe choices to fit your tastes and lifestyle. The step-by-step recipes and audio guides help you maximise the ingredients you have, saving you money on your grocery shopping as a result. Join the thousands of others using it and try it free for a month so you too can boss your midweek cooking.
Well, that was a feast. Ready for number 2? You got 2 bowls, a spoon for each, A and B, identical except for one ingredient.
Well, that is delicious.
Oh, what is that?
That was a mushroom. If we tell you it was a mushroom,
It's like a... Yeah,
you're okay. I mean, this is interesting in itself. Like when you don't know what you're eating, your brain trying to calculate what it is, because it could be anything. So you've had a prod around and a taste of A, try B. Now, obviously the dish contains so many components, this might be a difficult question, but can you guess at the ingredient we're comparing here?
I don't know, is it stock?
This is a challenging one. What we're asking you to pick the premium is the wine. Some people say you should only ever cook with wine that is worthy of drinking with. Yes. So that's the question. One of those is made with a cheaper wine, one of those is made with a more expensive wine. It's the summer, so we've done a nice white wine veloute with fish and seafood, some steamed vegetables, asparagus, samphire, you've got mussels in there, and a wonderful piece of hake.
Veloute.
But now you know, you can go back to A and B. Spoons work better the other way up.
There is a difference, like that is the thing that I pinpointed, like there is a difference in the taste. I feel like A is slightly tangier, but there's so many different types of wine, different grapes, different, like...
We have tried to keep this as fair as possible. Both white wines are made with the same grape. One is a lot more expensive than the other. Pick the premium.
B is the premium.
3, 2, 1.
B.
Remove your blindfold. You've locked in your answer of B. Any visual differences whatsoever?
The bubbles where it's split, but split in a good way, are smaller on A than they are on B.
Well, Jay can reveal that the premium in this case is B.
You were correct.
Ooh. A is a supermarket basic box wine, Chardonnay, and B was a UVC Chablis Premier Cru Grande. Yeah, a bit of a bad reputation, box wine, but certainly coming back into fashion as the quality improves.
I'd say B, the Chablis, is drier. It's fruitier without being tangy, whereas the Chardonnay's got a bit more of a tang to it, which is, I think is what was coming through in the veloute.
But I enjoy both of those equally because I'm not really a white wine drinker.
Do you ever cook with white wine at home?
Never cook with white wine. I will always add some red wine into something like a chili or a bolognese or something like that, just a splash. If I was going to buy a bottle of wine specifically to put it into something, I don't feel like I'd go out of my way to find a special bottle to do that.
Okay, well, let's talk price. Both of these products come in separate individual weights, so we're going to ask you to guess the price per 750 millilitres, so per bottle. So if I told you the box wine is £4.33, how much do you think we paid for the premium?
Nice bottle of Chablis, £12.50.
Let's just go for £15.
£25.
Whoa, I was halfway there.
I mean, you can get a nice bottle of Chablis for £12.50 for sure. I think it's really interesting because in the dish, I don't think it makes any difference. If a glass of wine is going to improve the dish, a risotto, a veloute, anything that you're going to actually use some wine for, then I would rather put a more expensive wine in. Not for the sake of the dish, but because I'm going to have 3/4 left and that's what I want to drink.
Right, interesting.
Different scenario.
Yeah,
but in the dish, we've proven today, very little difference, if any.
So far, a spectacular array of food.
Number 3, same as usual. Have a smell, have a taste, have a think. Yeah. You can get back to us. Oh, here we go.
A little ball to nibble on.
Big time chicken flavour.
Ooh, what is that? It's a spiced meat.
Oh, it's like a spicy meatball.
I've got mushroomy first. Maybe not mushroom, but just really earthy.
Try B. See if there's any difference and that might help you identify what it is you're trying to pick the premium on.
It is absolutely delicious, but I feel like it's a less harsh chicken flavour.
Interesting.
I honestly couldn't tell you what ingredient I'm trying to pick out here.
It's the chicken stock. You are eating 2 different bowls of Korean rice porridge. So think congee. So we chose the dish because essentially it is rice cooked quite long and slow in stock. We've also added in sous vide chicken drumstick, so long, slow cooked chicken that's stripped up and put through. There's also a meatball in there, which is spiced, some coriander oil, some spring onions, but ultimately, a good rice porridge needs good stock.
Which dish do you prefer?
On first taste, I preferred B because it was mellower. But the more I keep going back, the more I think I prefer A.
I assume the cheaper one is chicken stock cube, which when you have too much of it, you can really tell it's a stock cube and not proper stock.
Can you pick the premium?
A is the premium.
I'm going for B as the premium.
Okay, you can take your blindfold off. Your answer is locked in. See if it changes your mind.
Looks wise, nah.
No. I can't see any difference.
I can confirm you're absolutely right.
Boom.
You're wrong.
Am I?
A is the premium, a free-range organic bone broth, from Borough Broth, got a Great Taste Award, and B was a chicken stock cube from Aldi. And the reason we brought this one to the table today is because we use stock cubes quite a lot. A powerhouse of flavour, of seasoning, and it's really simple and very, very affordable. If we're cooking in the studio, we tend to buy fresh stocks because it looks nicer on camera, and I think it does have more of a depth and a richness to it. We also sometimes talk about making your own stock. If you've got carcasses or bones or chicken wings left over, make your own because it's practically free, but takes a bit more effort.
I'm trying to work out if there's a texture difference.
You'd expect the broth to be a little bit thicker, perhaps.
Yeah.
Perhaps more fatty.
A bit more bits in it.
Yeah.
Interestingly, because today, given how fair we're doing all the testing, this is the only dish that differed. The one made with the stock cube cooked quicker. In the same pans, the same quantities, the same temperatures, but it cooked quicker. And we can only presume that's the salt. The number one ingredient in those stock cubes is salt. There is none in the chicken bone broth.
There is definitely more chicken flavour coming from A.
I'm surprised because I really thought this one would be obvious.
Let's talk about price then. Where would you guess? And we've calculated it per litre. So 2 stock cubes roughly makes a litre, and per litre of the bone broth.
Oh, what's that per litre?
6.5 pence.
Yeah, no. £4.
£5?
The free-range organic chicken bone broth, £15 and 10 pence per litre.
Wow, okay.
We've got to point out, we're looking at this purely from a taste point of view. The bone broth is going to give you an awful lot of extra nutrition. It is good for you as well. Last thing to bear in mind, if you're going to buy fresh stock, once you've opened it, you need to use it in a couple of days.
Okay.
Whereas stock cubes are going to sit in the cupboard until you need them.
God, it's almost 100 times more expensive.
Was it 100 times better?
It's not 100 times better, but it is definitely better. Midweek cooking, I'll always go for a stock cube. On the weekend, making something fancy, I'll spend £3, £4, £5 on a good pot of stock.
But you're absolutely right, you can get great fresh stocks a lot cheaper, and you can pay a lot more for stock cubes. So there's always a middle ground. Making your own, generally cheaper across the board.
I'm sure it's really high quality and an amazing brand, and they're doing great things.
It is, it's great. It's won Great Taste Awards, it tastes delicious.
I couldn't spend that much money on a broth.
In front of you, A and B. You're probably best to go with your hands on this one. It's a real kind of get stuck in, it's a visual dish.
You are not going to have a clue what to do with this, so have a feel around. You're just going to have to go for it, mate.
I mean, that's the garnish.
Oh, what is that?
A little bit of seaweed.
Seaweed?
Why is there a lid? The hell is that?
That's a joint. Oh, is it a crab or something?
It is a crab.
Oh.
Gonna put you out of your misery. What you're eating is a Cambodian crab dish. Wouldn't expect you to know the dish, but once you've tasted A and B and the sauce that's in the bowl, can you identify the premium ingredient we're talking about?
So the ingredient we're talking about is not crab.
Nope.
For goodness sake.
Oh, that's nice. A lot of black pepper. Like I feel like I might have just eaten 12 peppercorns.
That is delicious. There is an exceptional base to that has a peppery warmth.
Move on to B.
Take the lid off.
Take the lid off. Take his head off. Oh, a lot sweeter.
Still very peppery. But I'm not choking on this pepper. Is it the pepper?
Black pepper is the ingredient you're trying to identify.
Oh, is that what was on the... Oh, I thought that was sand. Am I going to lick a crab?
Pepper is something we use all the time, one of 2 condiments we have on the table and we always season to taste with. Campot pepper crab. One of them uses basic black pepper and one uses a more premium pepper. Again, precision was important here. We used 120 peppercorns for each.
Okay, they're both fiery hot.
This one gives you a nice warmth, but then dissipates. This one keeps on developing. I might have just had more pepper, but it keeps on getting stronger and stronger, releasing more and more flavours. That almost tastes spiced as well as peppered.
But any idea of which one might be the premium and why?
On the basis that B didn't blow my head off on the first mouthful, B is the premium.
I'm going to say B is the premium.
Okay, take off your blindfold. You've locked in your answer. Have a look.
Oh, well.
Still not sure it'll give you much difference.
Okay, so A is smaller pieces of pepper and B has big and small pieces of pepper.
Gonna put you out of your misery.
Yeah.
B, the one you chose, was the premium Campot pepper. And what you may be getting is some of the extra kind of citrusy notes. They sometimes describe it as lime blossom, but more citrusy. So A is basic Aldi whole peppercorns.
That is a massive difference. You're right about the citrusiness of the premium ones.
It always smells a bit like coffee beans.
It's got a kind of fruitiness to it. If you pick them up, you can literally probably crush one between your fingers, if not with a thumb on the table. They're much softer, incredible citrusy flavour. They're grown in a particular region of southern Cambodia. It actually has GI status, so it's protected because of where it's grown. I didn't know about it until a couple of weeks ago.
Wow. Really nice.
Should we talk price?
Yeah.
So we're going to go price per 100 grams here. The basic, £1.19 per 100 grams. Want to take a guess at the Campot pepper price?
Let's call that £9 then.
£12?
Not a bad little guess. $13.98.
Okay. Do you know what's interesting? I've never considered buying different types of black pepper.
I think actually something like that, for me, I'd quite like to have in a pepper meal that I would use on seafood and prawns and fish because it's going to give something a little bit extra. But until we did this today, I don't know I'd even considered it.
At that price point, I could consider buying it. Ooh. But as a long-term black pepper investment, there's a sentence I never thought I'd hear myself say.
So, coming to the results, Spaff, you got 3 out of 4. Good score, which makes you today's winner.
Yeah!
Congratulations, you taking the pepper home?
I'll take the pepper home. That'll save me 14 quid.
Well, as always, over to you guys. Which of these ingredients are interesting to you and would maybe make your weekly shop?
And if you liked what the food team did today, then give the video a like and then comment down below with other suggestions they can play with for next time.
I don't think anyone can deny that the food team did a great job today, but maybe next time just things that are slightly easier to eat. Or go to full hog
Absolutely not.
and just have live
Absolutely
animals just
not.
running around here. We have to try and find them.
Find them. Ants.
He keeps on getting texted.
Have you seen my blindfold? No, I've got it at work. Sorry.